Go ahead and like, subscribe, share. All those things are greatly appreciated, and it really does help my channel. Today is the first day of the NBA tournament in Vegas. This is the semifinals. The finals are in a couple of days. Teams are on neutral courts. Bobby Portis, I'm looking at his points. He's on my hit list, but he's not on my hit list when it says high. He's on my hit list when it's his points are around 9.5 points. He's at 11.5 points. That's the prop for today. And you can see he's a pretty decent favorite to go under. Jack MKT has pushed it down to 11. That lets me know they think he's going to go under 11.5. 11.5 is not out of the question to play, but I think we may have to look at the under 11.5 for Portis. Let's look at Portis a little closer. As you can see this season, 11.5, he's exceeded it 52% of the time. 2022, 2023, 62% of the time. To me, this is more like a playoff game when it comes to minutes and things like that. Now, he's going to get his minutes. I think he's going to get it. But their teams are treating this like a playoff game. They're going to be serious out there tonight. Last two games, he's got 15 and 13 points. And let's look at the playoffs from last year. We're going to click on playoffs over here. You can see he went over that mark 2 times last year during the playoffs. I just think 11.5 is just a little bit too high for us to mess with tonight. Neutral court. I'm really not sure how the minutes are going to play out. So if Bobby Portis is around 9.5, even maybe 10.5, we take the over. 11.5. If I'm leaning anyway, I'm leaning toward the under on this, but I can tell you I'm probably going to stay away. Just disappointed. He's on my hit list, and the number is not good. Another player I'm looking at is from that game is going to be, let's pull him up here. Let's look at Beasley. Looking at Malik Beasley, 13.5 points. Let's go over to props.cash. Let's see what he's looking like over here. As you can see, Beasley's went over this in his last 5 games. Hasn't even been close, really. You know, he's killing his prop. 70% in his last 10 games. 5 out of 5 in his last 5 games. Let's look at the odds over here for him. 13.5 pretty much everywhere. Looks like Parlay Play has pushed it up to 14. And so did Underdog. You can still get him at 13.5 on Prize Picks. These two sites looks like they say, hey, Mr. Beasley may be going over 13.5 for tonight. As you can see, he's a real good favorite. Minus 133, minus 125, minus 125, minus 120 at some of the other sports books. Again, my concern with Beasley, number one, is going to be minutes. And how are you playing in a tournament / playoff style atmosphere? I'm not going to even look at his last year numbers with the Lakers because it's irrelevant. It's just, are we confident what we've seen in the last 5 games is going to translate over to a tournament style game? As you can see, he's hot. He's being used. He's playing well. Indiana gives up a lot of points. If I do take this play, it would be against a team like Indiana, where we probably can expect each team scoring over 120 tonight. Beasley's going to have to score. So I think about it that way. More likely, we can go with Malik Beasley over 13.5 points. And I'm going to give you one more play that I'm looking at. And it's coming from that game also. And it's going to be another Milwaukee player. And it's going to be Cameron Payne. And we're going to look at his points, rebounds, and assists. As you can see, the line is 8.5. Some people aren't offering it. That's one of the reasons I like it. Prize plates to stand away, better stand away, parlay play stand away. They probably had it listed earlier and they've taken it off. As you can see, Jock and KT has pushed it up to 9, which is saying 8. You may think he may go over 8.5, but still at underdog, he's 8.5. Flip, he's at 8.5, which is not a bad number for Flip at minus 135. If I believe in this pick, I would definitely put on a play over on Flip also. And he's available on Sleeper at 8.5. Decent favorite to go over. Basically, one of the only books that is listed here that's offering it, minus 125 over at BetMGM. Let's look at Cameron Payne a little closer. Points, rebounds, and assists. So, if we look at Payne here, line is 8.5, projection 12.28 on props.cash. Let's look at Payne. Look at his details. He's went over this number 2 times, his last 2 games rather, and out of 10, he's went over 57% of the time. I like to see 60 there. 2022, 2023, 76% of the time, but he was on another team, so I'm not going to really factor that in. Head to head, 100% against this team, and last 10, 60%. Last 15, 67%, which is very, very good. Again, I think it comes down to, is Cameron Payne going to get all of his minutes tonight? I just don't know how the coach is going to handle this in a tournament style, playoff style game. But there's going to be a lot of points scored. There's going to be a lot of long 3-pointers taken by Indiana, which means long rebounds. We probably should even look at his rebound prop tonight, which is 1.5. I guess it's 1.5. He's killed that prop. For the season, only 43%, but in the last 10, he's killed it. Let's look at that. Let's look at that number over here on. Let's look at the odds over here for player rebounds. And actually, none of the parlay sites are offering it, but it's still 1.5 over here at the books. So, again, points, rebounds, and assists, that's a number that I would look at. Like I said, the projection is pretty high over here on props.cash. That got it projected at 12.28. I always look at it when the line and the projection has a huge difference. It's a huge difference right here. Huge. We have to take that into consideration. The tool is a good tool, and when I see it like this, I really take it into consideration. He meets most of my criteria. Last 20, 60%. Last 10, 60%. Versus the opponent, 100%. It's just, is he going to get the minutes, and how does he react in a tournament playoff style atmosphere? Points are going to be up in this game, so we take that into consideration also. And Cameron Payne, we can probably look at the over for points, rebounds, and assists. The line is 8.5. So those are some plays I like. Go ahead, like, subscribe. The tool that I use is props.cash. Link is down in the description. See you in the next video.